Hello and welcome to the Real D&D Podcast, Campaign 3, Episode 3. As always, I am your DM, and tonight I am joined by, just again, only 2 players. So, last where we left off, our half-elf monk and our dwarf ranger, Poplin and Elena, had managed to find a secret passage into the castle and took out a knight all on their own, which was Sam's first combat ever. And they decided that they needed a little more information about the layout of the castle and left back through the secret tunnel. And that is where we left off. So, Elena, Poplin, you guys are back in the panic room, and you notice that no one else is in there, so it seems that Jordan has left and has gone somewhere else.
That feels very suspicious because if I remember correctly, she hadn't left that room in a very long time. Is that correct?
No, it's that's the room that she's been staying in for a long time.
Okay. I forget what we had something set up last time. Like we had a plan going into this, but I forget what it was.
I was gonna go get this book I've got.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and I was gonna stay behind, or was I gonna stay behind?
I think you were.
Your guys' thought process was that you two didn't know each other prior to this weird letter, so you figured it'd be best to stay separated.
Yes.
But that's up to you as to whether or not you would like to go with Elena or go do your own thing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a seat on one of the cots in the panic room and just hang out until Elena gets back.
Okay. So, first of all, it is around 6 in the morning, so I need Elena to roll me a stealth roll to try and get out of the castle without, the courtyard of the castle and back into the town without being seen.
Probably not. I rolled a 3.
Okay. So,
Off to a great start.
you leave the panic room and you know that there's a solid chance that there is going to be a knight waiting for you when you leave the courtyard. So you are in the courtyard, you see what you didn't see last time because it was very dark, and there are 2 fountains on each side of the courtyard. It's just a rectangular area of land with, it's just grass, the 2 fountains, and then 2 little rooms, one where on the left, which is the panic room, and on the right you don't know what that is, but you head towards the gate and you can see that there's a guard over there, so if you were to leave he would probably spot you unless you had a way of not being seen.
I'm looking. I don't think I do. Oh wait, I have 1 potion of invisibility, but is that worth it? Probably.
That's up to you.
How long does that last again? Do I know that?
It'll say on the potion. Did you add it to your character sheet?
I did, but I don't know. 1 hour. Ooh. Can I get to my antique shop and back in less than 30 minutes? Well, there in less than 30 minutes?
Yeah, your antique shop is actually the closest building to the gate.
I feel like I should use this. I'm gonna use this.
Okay, so you're taking your potion?
Yes.
Alright, you are invisible, and you manage to leave the gate and head directly to your antique shop, which is essentially across the street. If you check the map that I sent you all, the antique shop is very close to the gate. And when you are about to enter, you notice that the door is slightly ajar. You know for a fact
And I
that
like,
you closed it when you left.
this is true. And I like look around to see if it looks like somebody opened it or if I just forgot.
You can make either an investigation or a perception check.
Perception, that's better. 15.
Okay, so the 15, you kind of get the feeling that you definitely closed the door, you locked the door, you were very worried about people going into the antique store and finding the magical items that you have in that pile behind the counter. So you know that means somebody came in here on their own, and it doesn't look like the door was knocked down or anything. Either they picked the lock or they had a key, but there's no damage.
Okay. I'm thinking I'm gonna go in and basically just grab the book. Knowing that to me whatever's happening in the castle feels so much bigger than what's ever in my antique shop.
Okay.
So,
So you just grabbed the book?
yeah, I think so. Because I already did a general scan before I even left for things.
Right. So you go behind the counter to the pile where you know all of your magical items are, where you put everything, and you look and there's almost everything that was there before. There is a book, but it is not the book that you're looking for. It's entirely different. This book was not in the antique store prior to this. Whoever opened the door must have left it here specifically for you to find.
I pick it up.
You pick it up.
I guess investigate it.
No investigation check needed,
Okay, great.
because you're just picking it up and looking at it.
I would like to do that.
It seems to be somebody's journal. And if you open it up and you see that the first 8 or 10 pages have been ripped out of it, you can tell that. And then you look at it and you recognize that it's the same type of paper as the letters that were sent to you. And after all of the ripped away pages that are no longer there, it's almost as if it's more copies of this letter, the exact same letter, but they weren't torn out, as if they were trying to find somebody else and get more people's help, but they didn't find the right person in time. And then you keep looking in this notebook, and there's just a ton of information about the royal family, and also a ton of information about all of you guys, as if somebody had been watching you and taking notes on you to find out what your strengths are.
I definitely want to take this.
Okay.
Or continue to look through it, I guess, but take it. I'm gonna get back before my invisibility potion runs out. Do I see the book I came here for anywhere?
No, the book you came here for, the one with all the maps and everything, isn't here. But you think that this journal, even though it doesn't necessarily have the maps, it is descriptive enough to give you some information that could be helpful.
Okay. I'm gonna take this, make a second attempt at hiding my magical items better.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Give me another stealth check.
11.
Okay. I mean, last time I think you rolled a 10, so this time you put them in a drawer.
Okay.
So you head back to right to the panic room?
Yeah, and I like triple check that the door is closed and locked.
Okay, cool. It's closed, it's locked. You head right back into the gate, right back into the panic room, and Poplin is sitting there.
I get a pop and I'm like, I couldn't find the book I remembered having, but I found this new one. Someone broke into my antique shop or something. And it looks like there's all these like letters that match ours and all this info on the royal family, but also on us.
I'm just now realizing that like your potion would still be going, so this is just like a disembodied voice
Yeah.
appearing.
Yes.
Yes.
Jump scare.
Yeah, jump scare, definitely. Okay, you're still like crazy low on hit points, right? Or not, I don't know about crazy low, but you're not doing so hot.
I've got 15 out of 21.
Okay.
But I am invisible.
Oh, that's
If
true.
there's anything during the day, real quick, I got what? Probably. I don't know how much time left, but a little bit.
You probably have a solid 30 minutes left because you just went like across the street and back.
Okay.
But if you wanted to, you could like spend the whole day taking like a long rest, waiting for it to be night again while going over the book, so you can get your hit points and your spell slots back.
That's kind of what I was thinking, yeah.
I feel like that's safe.
But also we could. The invisibility is so good. There's got to be some way we can take advantage of that. But yeah, there's probably just going to be way too many people in the castle during the day for us to do anything.
I mean, if I think that there's some info on some layout in the book, we may not even have, like, still be sneaky, but may not even have to sneak around quite so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I vote we just take a long rest and go over the book and chill out until the evening.
I will say, if you do want to take full advantage of your invisibility potion, I did mention that in the courtyard adjacent to the panic room there is another room that you could
real quick.
Just check out, because you get the if it's similar to the panic room, that you know it's not immediately, there's no immediate threat, but it's close enough that you could check it out if you would like.
Okay.
See why not?
Yeah, you should definitely do that.
I'm gonna run over there.
Okay.
Is there, if this going through this courtyard, you'd have to go past like guards and stuff, so I couldn't tag along, at least not easily.
So the courtyard is completely empty. Elena would know, because you guys came in at dark and Elena just left, that there are balconies overlooking the courtyard, but you get the feeling that nobody really uses them, and the guards, from what Elena can tell you because she was just out there, are all posted outside of the courtyard, so the courtyard itself is empty.
I will join going across the courtyard, trying to like get over there stealthily, of course.
Okay. So
I'll open the door first.
Cool. Poplin, you can make me a stealth roll. Elena, you're invisible, you don't need to.
Apparently I'm not very good at them, so.
Okay. That is a 13.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are totally fine. All you have to do is cross the courtyard to the opposite side, and you, because you know how to get into the panic room, you know that somewhere here there is a hidden door that looks just like the stone that is actually here, and you feel around for a second and you're able to get inside. And inside this room, you see that it is dark and dusty, just like the panic room, but instead of there being like food and water and beds and like things that could support a human, it is almost completely barren, as if somebody had taken everything that was in here out. You could see the like dust marks from like where something used to be and where they took it out and took it away.
Okay. Is would it be possible to investigation or something of that nature
Yeah.
to see what it is that was taken out of here or what used to be in here?
Yeah. You can both make me investigation checks.
Who?
Okay, that's 16.
Okay. Elena, you're just like, whoa, it is so cool that I am invisible right now.
Oh my God,
Poplin,
I'm so excited.
you notice that the marks on the ground seem to be indicating that there was some sort of shelf that, because of your secret room in the library, you know that this used to be a weapons rack that somebody had taken and moved somewhere else. But as you're looking around at the empty room and trying to notice like everything that could have possibly have been there, you notice that there is another hallway that can lead you further in, if you would like to check that out.
Well, yeah, let's go down the hallway.
Okay. You go down the hallway, there's a turn, and you're in a room about the same size as the one that you were previously in, and it seems that this is where they moved all of their weapons to. It's not in any order that would make it easy to access them. It's like they're just moving them inside for some reason. And actually give me an investigation check.
12.
Okay. Elena, can you give me one as well?
Yes, sorry.
No, you're okay.
3.
Okay. So, you see that it's a bunch of shelves kind of stacked in front of each other, so it's really hard to like access what's behind them because it's of how it's stacked. But there is one shelf that is not stacked like the others, and you recognize it like immediately as a very similar premise to what the secret bookshelf in the panic room is. So you think that there is something behind this.
So what like is it? Is it just like a empty shelf or is it a weapon rack or
It's a weapon rack.
Okay. Is there like weapons and stuff on it?
Yeah, the one
Okay.
that you can see is mainly just like long swords, and the rest are all behind the first one, so you'd have to like physically move the shelf out of the way to see what's behind it.
Okay. So The one that I think has like a is like a secret door. Can I just start like trying to lift and turn long swords and see if any of them are a trigger to open this thing up? Or do I have to like move stuff out of the way first?
You wouldn't have to move anything out of the way. You would just have to basically find the right, like, you just basically have to find the doorknob. But if you're checking everything, you would get it, and you would just open the door.
Okay. Okay. So what is on the other side of this door?
So, on the other side of the door, you see is a very long table with a ton of maps on it, which Poplin, you would recognize the maps as like beyond the kingdom,
Okay.
whereas Elena, you would have no idea what any of this is because you've only ever known the kingdom. And yeah, and well, I'm gonna have Abby make me a stealth check.
Hi, everybody. Hold on. 20.
Okay.
30, 20.
Everybody else give me investigation checks.
This is not looking good. Oh, 14.
Okay.
12.
Okay. So Kyrie, what you know is that you and your best friend had just entered this panic room, and you saw this like girl talking to your two friends, and they were having a conversation, and suddenly everything goes dark, and you woke up in the room that you're in now. You're tied,
Mm-hmm.
you're bound, and next to you, still unconscious, is your best friend, and you don't know. You know that somebody has just entered the room. You do not know who, and you only know that one person has entered the room because the other person is invisible.
Okay, work.
And as for Poplin and Elena, you only are noticing the table and the maps, and on the maps are little like what's the word I'm looking? They're like pins noting like, oh, here's where armies would be. It's as if this is like a war room.
Okay.
But you have no clue. There's another person in the room with you.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the table and just start like looking over the maps to see if there's any. And does it look? Do they look like recent? Do they look new, or are they really old maps?
From what you can tell, this room has been used pretty recently.
Okay.
You don't know if the maps are accurate because you haven't left the kingdom in so many years.
Yeah.
But you know that it, at the very least, has been used.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
there
I'm
anything,
gonna
like, Oh, sorry. You go.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if there's anything like along the walls to like look around and like as much info as we can gather.
Along the walls are basically like, it's like a certificate of bravery and then a sword underneath it, and there's just a ton of those, as if like all of the famous knights who have tragically died in the last couple of wars are honored in this room.
Got it.
And
I'm gonna keep just like looking over the maps to see if there's just anything that I can gather from it. I don't know if any of the information on there will be useful to us right now, but I'm gonna look for it anyways.
Okay, I will ask you to give me... I think give me an investigation check.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 4.
You're just confused as to why like what this whole room is about. Because you know that from what you understand, this kingdom hasn't really had contact with anyone else in a while. So why would there be like wars to worry about?
They must have just really not wanted these maps to go anywhere with all the pins they're putting in it. They just really want them to stay on the table.
Seems like it. Kyrie, what are you doing as you hear a person moving around in the room that you had just woken up in?
It's like dark, so I can't really see, right?
Does your character have dark vision?
I think I do. I might have to double check, but I'm pretty sure I do.
Double check for me. It's in D&D Beyond. It would be under your senses, which is the left middle part of your screen.
Left middle.
Where you see like passive perception and your passive investigation.
Oh, okay.
If you have dark vision, it'll be stated right there.
I don't think I do, unfortunately. I thought I did.
Okay, no,
What races
Oh, wait,
Kyrie?
yeah, I
Because
do.
I don't have it. Like, I want to have the stuff written down so I remember, and I don't have it written down yet.
So, I am a human druid.
Human druid. Okay.
And I do have dark vision. I just didn't see it right away. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. So, you recognize that there is a short old man in here. You can't recognize exactly who it is, but that's really all you know. You do hear that there's movement elsewhere in the rooms, like looking across the walls, but you don't see anything.
Okay. And I'm like tied up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess I kind of just like speak out, speaking common language just to see if they can understand me or whatever. So I'm
Okay.
like, hey, can y'all hear me?
Okay. You say that, what does everybody else do?
Jump.
So, Poplin's immediate reaction would to just be like, grab his bow and knock an arrow just as fast as he could. Not really with immediate intent to just shoot whatever made the noise, but just very scared of, or more startled of the voice in the room that we thought we were alone in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you guys are both startled, you're both drawing your weapons, and then what?
Look in the direction of wherever this voice came from.
I want to slowly walk that way.
Yeah,
I'm still invisible, right?
you are, yes. So, as you walk towards it, you see the two people who originally came with you are in here. Kyrie is the one who's speaking out and talking, and you see that Taryn is like unconscious on the ground.
Just say like, what happened to you? Oh, sorry. What? How did you get here? What happened to you?
The voice gets me every time.
I'm like, hey, I don't know, I don't really don't really remember a whole lot. I know you just gave me some backstory, but I'm losing it. But
No, that's really it.
yeah, I don't really remember. So I guess I'll say, I don't know, I don't remember. I just kind of woke up here. How'd you guys get here? You guy, because I don't see Sam's character.
We just walked over here. I mean, there's just across the courtyard from the room that we started in. We just walked over here. There's a big cabinet that we had to open because it was like a secret door, but
Work.
you really you
Okay,
don't
well,
remember anything at all.
not. I don't remember really anything. However, I am kind of tied up here. If you could help me get out, that would be
Yeah,
so
that's kind of
great.
important. Is it like chains or is it something I can
It's
cut
rope.
with a sword?
It's rope.
It's rope. Okay. Yeah, I'll put my short bow away then and pull out one of my short swords and start like cutting the ropes.
I think I've got a tiny knife. Can I help hack at Terrans or something?
Yeah. As you
I
go,
think I have one. I do, yeah.
as you go to start taking Taryn's rope away, make me a medicine check.
Seven.
So, with a 7, all you really know is that she is unconscious and unresponsive. You don't know why. You don't know if that's just a thing that's happening right now and it's gonna change soon. But she is out on the ground.
In my mind, I'm thinking we need to get back over to the panic room. Since we know that one is like safer.
I assume once I get what was it, Kyrie? I can't remember how to pronounce it.
Yes.
Once I get Kyrie's ropes off, I assume I will notice that Terran's ropes are also being cut by nothing,
Yeah.
and I'll just be like, oh yeah, Elaine is invisible now too for a minute, so don't be startled when she inevitably talks and there's nothing there.
Work.
Hello.
Thank you for the input.
Now that the three of you are like up and looking around, I want all of you to make me an investigation check.
Ooh, 17.
Okay.
6.
Are we still in the map room?
Yes.
I got 17 as well.
Okay. The Poplin, you go right back to your map.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing's changed, but you're looking at it. But the two 17s, you are looking around and you notice the same thing that Poplin noticed in the other room. There is a weirdly placed bookshelf in the corner that might lead to something.
Go over, see if the bookshelf moves.
Yeah, you go over and it moves. And when you see into the room behind it, it is simply just a staircase leading up.
These maps are awesome, you guys. You should take a look.
We're on the opposite side now. The castle.
Correct.
And we know that the pathway from the panic room is super long.
Yep.
My concern is because it's daytime, I don't want to like go up, check this out, and then there's people. Without having like looked at this journal a little bit more.
Fair. You still have like 10 minutes of invisibility left.
10 minutes. Oh.
So if you want to walk up the stairs, see what it is, and then turn around.
I'll do that, and I'll ask if they would like to quietly come with me, or if we think since it's a staircase, maybe I should just go. What do you think?
So my thought was, since, I mean, just looking at the map that she just shared with us, right? This looks like a staircase would go up just to like a guard post. I'm assuming that the staircase is going up to like the wall, the top of the wall. And one, we know that this sort of inner courtyard area isn't really being patrolled, and it's the outer walls of the castle that have guards on them. But also, this is still, assuming I'm right, this is still leading to a guard post, and we might run into people.
If I've got 10 minutes, can I like go up and just see what's at the top?
Yeah?
Because I haven't been making stealth rolls invisible, right?
No. You're invisible.
So I just I'm
You're
chill.
not going to be seen unless you walk up the stairs really loudly.
Okay. I'd like to, not loudly, walk up the stairs.
Yeah, you're a monk, so I figured you just walk quietly.
You'd think, but I definitely was the loud one the other day.
So you walk up the stairs, and you immediately notice that these stairs are, like, there are more stairs than there was last time you went up a flight of stairs. And when you come to the top, it is just there is a tiny room with a ladder leading up some more, and what you can tell is a secret entrance onto the first floor. Give me an investigation check so that you can tell more where in the castle you are.
I got 1.
You don't.
2 minus 1.
You got a 1 minus 1?
I got a 2 minus 1.
Oh,
So
okay.
Imagine.
Yeah, you don't know where in the castle it leads you to.
Yeah.
But you know
But I know it leads into the castle.
It leads into the castle, and you know that there is a ladder leading up.
Further?
Further, yes.
Okay.
So that kind of insinuates to you that you're on the first floor.
Got it.
But that's really all you know.
Within like my 10 minutes, which probably is no longer 10 minutes after some stairs. I don't want to open the secret entrance not knowing where it goes out to, and because it's daytime, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious about the ladder higher up to see if that leads to another secret entrance.
Do you want to keep climbing?
How much time do I have?
Probably about 5 minutes.
I don't have to go out anywhere. Yeah, I'll keep climbing.
Okay. Get off the stairs and you start climbing up the ladder. Once you get to the top of the ladder, you realize that in order to get into wherever this leads to, you'd have to like push up a piece of like whatever this like trapdoor thing is. And because you don't know where it leads to, you have no idea if there's somebody in that room.
Yeah. I don't want to open it right now.
But you do know that once you get all the way to the top, that is the second floor. You just don't know where.
I'm gonna go back down.
Okay.
Take note of it, like know that this gets us to the second floor somewhere, and that the other one gets us to the first floor somewhere, but I don't want to open either right now.
Okay. So you guys head back down, and what do? Do you stay in the war room? Do you make your way to the panic room?
So while they were, because it was just Elena that was climbing around and stuff, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So while all that's going down, could I have stepped away from my maps for a minute and checked on Taryn, right?
Taryn, yes. Yeah, you can.
Taryn, check and just like check for a pulse, see if she's breathing, like see if she's actually like alive and not just
Okay.
or see if she's unconscious or like actually dead.
Okay. Yeah, make a medicine check for me.
Okay. Not great. That's a 6.
You know what Elena knows, which
Okay.
isn't really anything. You know that she is unconscious. You know that she just had a pretty traumatic experience. You don't know if that's why she's still down and out.
Mm.
With a 6, you do know that she is breathing.
Okay.
But that is pretty much all you know. You don't know what caused her to be like this. You don't know if this is a permanent thing or if she's gonna wake up in the next 5 minutes.
Okay. Do we want to try and bring her back to the panic room with us? Because I assume that was our next course of action. I guess we didn't really say anything, but
Am I back down now?
Yes.
I think the panic room will have potentially better supplies to assist, at least in helping.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'd be better off moving back over there.
and especially since the princess has been like living there, it's probably not like people don't go down there much.
Right.
I would assume.
Right.
Yes.
And then this room seems to have been used relatively recently, so. I have an 8 in strength, so I don't know how helpful I would be in carrying a whole human being across any length of courtyard.
Okay. Elena, can you give me an athletics check? I'm assuming you're our strongest.
Well, I am. Probably, but I rolled terribly. I got a 5.
Wow, you're not doing good rolling today, huh?
I'm really not. I wish I could, like, reset.
Oh my gosh. How about Kyrie? What do you make an athletics check as well?
Yep.
What if all 3 of us work together?
Yeah, can I like help?
Yeah, you can actually give Sam the help action or you could just help
Cool.
yourself.
I will Yeah, you said Sam's the stronger one, or Elena's the stronger one, so I'll give Elena the help action then.
Okay, so you can roll one more time then, Elena.
I rolled the exact same somehow.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure how, but I did.
Are you rolling on D&D Beyond?
I am, yes. I don't have any die.
Refresh your page
Refresh.
and then roll again because it might just be glitching.
One more, come on. I mean, I got a 7 that time.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
it's a little better.
That is a little better. What did Kyrie get?
I got a 12.
Okay. So between the two of you, you can like lift her up and move her into the panic room. But if you choose to do that, you will be rolling stealth with disadvantage.
My stealth's already not great, and then I'm not rolling well.
So it's up to you. You could take her back into the panic room with you. You know that there aren't any guards in the courtyard, so it would be whether or not they hear you outside the gate. And I mean, them being able to hear you isn't exactly going to be an easy thing to do because of where they're positioned.
Yeah, we're kind of far from the gate.
You guys are relatively far, especially if you stick towards the back wall.
Almost daytime, so I'm sure there's more interesting things outside the gate to be hearing.
That's also true. So it is ultimately up to you if you want to roll your stealth with disadvantage. It would just be the two of you. Palplin, you'd still be rolling straight.
Okay.
I feel like I would rather be in the panic room than over here where we know this room has been used recently.
Okay.
Do people agree?
I agree, yeah, I think this is what we should do.
All right, then I'll have...
I do actually, before we go out, I want to just like poke my head out one last time and just look and see, and just make sure that no guards have like changed their position and are looking right at us or at this point.
Yeah, you... What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I assume I'm no longer invisible at this point.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
I'll say just make me a perception check.
Okay. Uh, 11.
With an 11, you know there's no one in the courtyard. You don't
Okay.
know if the guards outside of the gate have moved, if they're farther away, or not, but you do know that there's no one in the courtyard, and you know that if you stick towards the back wall and you're relatively quiet, you'll be fine.
Okay.
So Poplin, roll stealth straight, and Kyrie and Elena roll stealth with disadvantage.
I got a 14.
Dang.
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
I rolled a 3.
Whew. Okay.
This monk is not quiet.
That's so funny.
Least monk person I've ever seen.
Kyrie's really Kyrie is really leading the way. She's holding her best friend and leading the way towards the panic room, even though she doesn't know it as well as you guys do. And she's doing really good. And Poplin's doing really, really good. And then Elena just like immediately trips and falls straight on her face. And you can hear there's like some rustling of like outside of the gate. So you guys have not a lot of time to book it to the panic room. So all three of you give me what would be the best roll for that?
Oh god.
Give me athletics checks.
Regular?
Yes.
Thank god.
22.
What?
22.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
9.
Okay,
Not the worst roll.
so Kyrie, you were in the lead before. So with the help of your friends, you are pushed into the panic room, and you guys manage to shut the door right as the guards are about to check in here, and you are not spotted. You get
Quiet, but she's fast.
Yeah. You guys get inside the panic room, and Jordan's still not there. You weren't expecting her to have shown up in the past 30 minutes. And you lay Taryn down on one of the cots, and what do you guys do?
I think now is a good time for our long rest and look over the book.
Okay. Does that sound good for everyone else?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys can mark a long rest, get your spell slots back, get your HP back, and as you are looking over the book, give me a investigation check just so I know how much information to give you.
Is this all of us, or
It can be, well, who thinks they're gonna be reading the book?
I mean, I would like to read it, but I'm also like thinking we're all looking over it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah?
as much as it's like a small journal. But
So, what's your Elena? What's your intelligence,
where am I looking?
or I guess what's your investigation? Do you have any bonuses to investigation?
I have a -1.
Oh, okay.
I'll say
Um,
what would probably be best is if Poplin checks and Elena gives the help
Yeah.
action.
okay.
Alright, so roll an investigation with advantage.
Okay. You said with advantage?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's an 18.
Okay, awesome. Somehow 18 is high for you guys. So you look over the book and you notice what Elena quickly noticed at her first glance, which is the first couple of pages have been ripped out. You know that those are the pages that have been handed towards you. There are more pages ripped out than people who have gotten letters. So you don't know if that means that there are clues hidden around the castle like there was in the dungeon, or if there's just somebody who got a letter and chose not to come. You're not sure. You also know that there are multiple copies of the letter still in there that have not been written out. And inside there are a lot of notes about specifically the four of you guys. And it's like basically just stating like what you are good at, what you're bad at, what your secret is, and what will be the proof if you decide not to go through with this. And so you guys would all really know each other's secrets by now, which I think you all know just based off of the introduction. But if there's any questions as to what each other's secrets are.
Yeah. So I know mine's the secret basement room.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie's is the potion selling. And then Sam, what was yours? Was it the newspaper thing?
That was
Oh, I
Taryn.
actually didn't.
That was Taryn. Okay.
One didn't really come up, which is fine. It was like teaching magic to.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly how I worded it, and I don't have that pulled up anymore.
Yours
But
was
just like
yours was just teaching magic to kids.
Yeah.
okay.
And specifically in Poplin's secret, it mentions Danny a lot,
Okay.
as if they didn't know who to give this task to, you or Danny, or even both. But it's as if you two were like grouped together, so there could be a chance that he got the letter and decided not to come, or something of the sort, or he got the letter and is doing something all on his own.
Okay.
But his information is in there alongside yours. And then towards the back of the journal is information more based around the castle and its the layout of it, and the just general knowledge that should be known, which is that there are 20 knights who live and work in this castle, but there are only 16 ever working at a time. That there are 3 levels: the basement, the first floor, and the second floor. You know that the second floor is all residential, so it's just the bedrooms of all of these people. You know that on the first floor there is the grand dining room, the grand staircase, which is right next to the official outside entrance that you know hasn't been used in a very long time. You know that all of the quarters of the people who work in the castle are all on the first floor. You know that the places where the knights are normally stationed are kind of in front of important rooms, such as the infirmary, but you already killed that guy. In front of the library, in front of the staircase, and on the official outside entrance. You also know that they don't ever put guards on the residential floor. And you know that there is something in the king and queen's closet, but you don't know what. And you also know that the staircase that Elena had just gone up leads very close to the grand staircase, as if if you were to leave that painting, you would be immediately greeted by the staircase.
Okay.
But that's pretty much all that you learn from the journal itself.
So the second floor was residential, the first floor.
The second floor.
We killed a knight, so there's only 19.
True.
Well, they're one short, so they would still have
Right.
16 at a time. They just would have 3 resting instead of 4.
Yep. Unless they're quick about rehiring.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we hid that blood. I don't remember what we did with the guy.
You moved him into the infirmary.
They probably found him.
Yeah, what did we do with him in the infirmary, though? I forget.
You moved him into the infirmary, put him on top of a table, and kind of just left him there.
Okay.
We covered the blood with a rug, though.
You did cover the blood, so unless somebody enters the infirmary, they wouldn't know.
They probably know. If there's a guard out there, and he's not there.
We did not do a very good job at covering our tracks.
We tried.
Okay, so we need to come up with a plan of what we're doing next. Now that we've got all this, and obviously I share the information that I learned with the other two.
Okay. Do you share the information that you two learn with, like, from last session? Do you share that with Kyrie? And if so, what?
Yeah.
What exactly do you say?
Oh gosh.
Let me look.
I guess just fill her in on like who Jordan is, like she's the princess.
She doesn't know why we're here.
Supposedly.
Right.
I feel like she might have been or no, did I feel like I insight checked her at one point.
You insight checked her. You have been rolling poorly. I don't remember what you rolled.
Oh.
So
I feel like I remember that, yeah. Like I rolled really bad for it.
I don't exactly remember. If you want to just roll right now, I can give you an answer.
I'm trying to see if I wrote it down. There have been a couple things that like you see that I write down just to have. I don't have it written
let's
down.
see. I might have done that too. I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I'll just roll again to see. Oh yeah, that's a not good. 5.
You remember that she was genuinely confused about why you're here. You don't know if she knows who D is, though.
She had the ring on, though, right?
She did have that ring on.
Okay.
Do you tell Kyrie about the ring?
Tell Kyrie about the ring.
Tell it to her, because I don't think she watched that episode.
Oh, yeah. So, we found, I'm just going to tell you in my normal voice so it's easier to understand, but we found, it had like a D stamp on, or the ring was a D, right?
Yes.
I'm not remembering that incorrectly. Okay, yeah. So she was wearing a ring, had a big old D on it, right? And then we also went down into the like the torture chamber prison type place, and there was a big pile of belongings that the people that were tortured and killed in there that just got left behind, and we found another one of those rings. So and it was like
new among.
Yeah. And it just crossed my mind that, like, just, to work out all the possibilities, we didn't necessarily rule out the fact that that could have been Jordan's ring, but, like, also she disappeared, like, a couple minutes after or before we went down there, so I don't think that's the case.
Wasn't it we found the ring in the dungeon, and then you remembered seeing a ring similar on Jordan's hand, and we went like ahead of Jordan.
Correct.
Yeah, you're right.
Entirely rule out the possibility, but it's like not super likely.
Yeah, and somebody had been down there earlier because the torch was lit, and there was, I forget what the note said exactly, but we found a note. Talked about somebody in the castle being able to help us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was also signed D, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the same handwriting, same paper as everything else.
So, yeah, I think that's about it. We killed a dude, so there's a solid chance that they found his body and are now aware that there's things going on. Oh yeah, I'm wearing a kitchen uniform still, I think.
Yeah, you are.
Jordan's pretty sure that there's a cure for Jessiah and his illness.
Yes.
And like we have to retrieve it.
Mhm.
And you guys,
Yeah,
you
and they're
Taryn had disappeared in this like early conversation.
Okay.
I think that's it. We just did some
yeah.
exploring.
Okay.
And this cure is supposedly in the castle somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So I have a ton of
Oh,
notes on
that
like some of the layout details, but then Kat also drew us some lovely pictures because we were asking so many questions.
It did take me an entire week to do all of the drawings.
makes
And I'm sending
But then you
them
just gotta
as
label
they
the rooms.
I've labeled the rooms.
So yeah, new rooms.
I'm just sending them as they come into effect so that you're not
Yep.
accidentally metagaming.
Mhm.
I think that's the update.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything we miss, and I think that about covers most of the really important stuff.
Yeah. Basically, I can't be quiet.
Yeah,
And I'm not stealthy.
Which is so funny.
But we did notice, like, in general, the dungeon, like, there's no active prisoners, and, like, it doesn't look like it's been used.
Correct.
yes.
The torture chamber was used more recently, but not, like, still in a while.
The dining room.
What's the dining room? What did we find out about that? Paintings.
Oh yeah, we went into the
Um,
dining room. What happened? I mean, nothing.
There were a ton of place settings.
Oh yeah, like they were gonna have some kind of big banquet or something.
And then I had noticed that it's a bunch of, like, family portraits of the same family, because, like, elves don't age. But there's no signs of Jordan in any of these paintings. So they've like wiped her as like a princess off like the face of the earth. Yeah. Tons of paintings, lots of secret passageways.
Yeah.
I think that might be it. Because in the infirmary we just did some quick potion stealing.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
But yeah, I can't think of anything else that would.
Either.
Okay.
I can't think of any other pertinent information.
All right. You guys took your long rest, and as you all start to wake up or exit your trance, depending on your race, you see that Jordan has entered the panic room again and has started like caring for Taryn. She's like put like a wet rag on her forehead and is like doing her best to try and help Taryn.
Ask her if she's gonna be okay.
From what I see here, this is a very familiar process that I've seen before. If you succeed and find the cure to Jessiah, I would recommend saving some for your friend.
Ooh. That's not good.
Oh.
Okay. So
I
I'm
want to know if we can tell why they did it to Taryn, but not Kyrie. Because Kyrie's like awake and fine.
Roll an investigation check.
17.
With your 17, you look at Taryn and you look at Kyrie and you notice that Kyrie is a human and Taryn is a half-elf, and that whatever this is doesn't seem to affect humans.
The royal family is
Elves.
elf, right?
Yes. you think that because she's a half elf, it might not affect her as like extreme as it is for Jessiah, but it is still bad. At least bad enough for her not to have woken up yet.
So we should we need to find this cure then pretty quick if we want to try and bring her back. We need to come up with some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of plan, like what we're gonna do next, where we're gonna go, because I'm not certain what we should do.
We haven't been to the second floor at all, have we?
No, you haven't.
We have not.
I know
And
at one point we
the journal mentioned something about something in the king and queen's bedroom,
Closet.
in their closet. So I feel like we got to figure out what that is. I just have a gut feeling that that's going to be important for us.
When it says there's no guards on the residential floor,
Yeah.
which is odd.
But very convenient for us.
Very. I know at one point we wanted to get up to Josiah's room, but I don't remember for
Yeah.
what, and I don't know, maybe it was just to take a look at what it was, but if we know Taryn's suffering from probably the same thing, we may not need to get there if we don't, like, have to until we have the cure.
Yeah. Well, I think getting up to Josiah's room would just be helpful in general, because he might know more than we. I mean, he probably does know more than we do, and he can help us.
I wonder if he's the person in the castle who can help us.
That's also kind of what I'm thinking.
So
Is it nighttime or is it still daytime?
It's about to become nighttime.
Okay.
And this the ladder that Elena went up, that we're pretty sure led to the second floor, right?
You're certain it led to the second floor.
Okay.
We could go that way.
Yeah, that's probably easier than going through the tunnel and trying to work our way upstairs. Well, actually,
Where did that put us out at?
looking at the map, the tunnel puts us out like right across from the stairs that would bring us to the second floor. So, since we're already in the panic room, we wouldn't have to go across the courtyard. And last time there wasn't any guards in that little area.
True.
I
Come out next to the kitchen.
Yeah, you come up when you take the secret hallway from the panic room, it leads you to the kitchen, and then if you take that staircase up, it leads you to the dining room. So if you were to try and get to that ladder via this route, you would have to then go through the hallway past the grand staircase.
Yeah, that was my bad. I was thinking that the panic room tunnel spat us out on the first floor, but it's in like the lower floor.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. That's my bad.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure you didn't take this route.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we got into the panic room that one night without like any problems really. I think we could get across to the other room in the ladder. Unless those rooms are being used. We could get over there, probably without problems. It's just a matter of if those rooms are occupied that night.
Yeah.
The war room hadn't been used recently, or was it?
It had been relatively recently. I'm not certain what that entails exactly, but I say we just go for it because I don't know what else we could do. I mean, other than going if we go through the panic room tunnel, we can get up to the kitchen and then we're kind of lost.
Yeah.
So
I
really,
think
our
the ladder's more
only
direct.
yeah, and it'd be a lot easier for us to just not have to aimlessly wander around this castle that we're not completely familiar with yet. So yeah, I vote ladder.
Okay.
I also think I vote ladder.
I agree.
All right.
Ladder.
So you guys make your way over to the war room.
We don't have to worry about carrying.
Yeah, you could just leave Taryn in
Forget
the
me.
panic room. Yeah.
Aaron. I wanted to say Tyree, but I knew that wasn't right. So
Ship name.
All right. So give me stealth checks then.
I still don't know what this cloak does.
ooh, nat 20. We love that. So that's a 26.
Nice.
I got a 14.
Is that the first nat 20 of the season?
I think I've rolled one before.
It's only you then.
I don't remember.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like I rolled something stupid. I don't remember. Probably the most significant nat 20.
Yeah.
And what did you roll, Kyrie?
15.
And then Elena?
14.
Okay, yeah. You guys make it across the courtyard very fast, very efficiently. Nobody spots you. And you make your way into the what used to be the empty room into the now here are all of the weapons room, and then you make it your way into the war room. Nobody is there, which is nice and convenient, and
Ooh.
you make your way back to the staircase up to the ladder. Do you guys like shut all of the like bookcases and the doors behind you, make sure everything, you guys like making sure everything's the same as you left it?
I want to make sure we can open it from the inside. So I think the first bookshelf, I think one of us should go inside and the other two should stay outside and just make sure we don't lock ourselves in.
Yeah.
I'm also curious how fast all this opens from the other side. If we need to like get out quickly.
You guys could open the passage from either end. It's more hidden when it looks like a bookshelf, obviously. From the other end, it's just like a kind of like a door handle. It's relatively like walking through all of this only takes you about like 5 minutes. Oh, the doors itself are just like heavy doors, basically. So overall, it doesn't take you a very long time. The longest part is walking up the stairs and up the ladder.
Okay. I think we close it all.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So you guys start climbing up the stairs. Do you do anything while on the first level, or do you just keep rising up?
I think that once we get to the second level, or like once we get to the top of the first level, I think I should go on the ladder first, just because I have pretty high stealth, and I can like peek in and make sure the coast is clear before the rest of you come up.
Do we want to peek out and see where this first painting opens, just for knowledge?
That's not a bad idea either, yeah. For knowledge.
Okay. I will take a picture of this floor and send it to you then. It exits out kind of right near the like grand staircase. There you know from like context that there are normally guards posted right by the staircase, but because it's nighttime, they're not there anymore. Because at night there's less than during the day. So the thing I just sent you, you all see where you are?
Is it the stairs in the middle?
Yeah, secret room
Okay.
stairs.
Okay, yep.
The stairs in the
Okay,
middle
so
is the grand staircase.
grand stair. Okay.
Okay. And the stars are where guards are usually posted, right?
Correct.
Cool. Okay.
And
So, but there's nobody around, right?
right, because it's night, there are still guards, they're just not as often. There is one guard in front of the main entrance, and all of the other guards are in the the post looking outside. They're not worried about the inside.
Okay.
So you guys make your way up the ladder now?
Yes.
Okay. So you climb all the way up to the top, and is it Poplin, Elena, Kyrie? Is that the order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know whether it makes more sense for me to be in the middle or the back. Definitely not in front, though.
So you, Poplin, give me a stealth check as well as just a strength check.
Okay. So the stealth check is a 24,
Okay.
and you said just a strength check?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 12.
Okay, that's fine. You get to the top and you manage to lift open the trap door in which you're coming from, and you exit very sneakily. Nobody notices you, and you notice when you do that you just kind of lifted up a piece of carpet. So, and you look around and you are in someone's bedroom.
Oh.
And not only are you in somebody's bedroom, you are under their bed.
Oh. Okay. I don't know what to do about this, you guys. How close to the ground is the bed? Like, how much space do I have to work with here?
You would have to be crawling.
Okay.
You cannot stand up, but you're not army crawling. You're normal crawling.
Okay. Can I just if everyone's just silent for a second, can I try and see if there's somebody see if I can hear somebody in the bed or just in the room?
Give me an investigation check.
That's another natural 20.
You look around and you see there's no feet, there's no one standing, there's nobody sitting. You see that directly beside the bed there is a chair, which you kind of makes you think that you are in Jesiah's room right now, and that this chair is where somebody would sit to look after him. And directly above you, you hear the snoring of somebody sleeping. So you know you're in Jesiah's room. You know there's nobody in here besides Jesiah, who is asleep.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of discreetly close the little hatch again and crawl back down and whisper to to the other ones. I'm gonna whisper to Elena and Kyrie and just relay that information. I don't know how we're gonna crawl out of there. I guess we can, but
I mean, we may as well.
this is stressing me out, y'all. I don't know why, but like,
I like that.
okay. So do we have a game, or we just go up there? I feel like we should have some sort of game plan here.
I think we should go and like quietly look around in case there's somebody. Well, there's no guards on the residential level, so it doesn't matter. But quietly look around. I'd rather not wake Josiah immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, I mean,
and
I already know there's no. I mean, we already know there's no one in the room.
I was thinking about moving quietly to not wake someone outside the door if there was someone outside, but we
Okay.
know there's no guards posted on the residential level. Like we should still be like quiet, but it's not as critical.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to wake them up right away, you can, but I would prefer to look around first.
No, that's a good idea. You're right.
So you guys all enter the room.
Yes.
Okay. Can I get stealth checks from everybody but Poplin?
Okay.
I'm gonna let that nat 20 roll over.
I got 11.
Okay.
Same.
Oh, okay.
Spins. Even I was just saying.
So, Poplin, you crawl out from underneath the bed and you're sneaking around when your two companions crawl out and they kind of are like, oh, I'm gonna go this way, and no, I'm gonna go this way, and then they bump into each other, and then they crawl out from opposite sides of the bed. That doesn't wake up Jessiah, and nobody around notices that, but you guys are free to look around the bedroom.
I want to just like look at Josiah and just like what looks wrong with him? Is he just like sick? Is he, changing colors or something? Is it like what's
So,
happening to him?
Jessiah is a very, very pale elf. You know from
Like normally very pale or currently very pale?
currently very pale. You know
Okay.
from like looking at Jordan and all of the family portraits that you saw in the dining room that this is not what he normally looks like.
Okay.
You can see the bags under his eyes, and you can just like tell by the way that he's like snoring and breathing that breathing is starting to become hard for him. And you, just from like looking around the room, you can see that most of the medical supplies that should be in the infirmary is now up here, but because they don't know what his illness is, nothing's really helping.
Okay.
So
Would he happen to be wearing any jewelry or perhaps a ring with a particular letter on it, maybe?
no, he is not wearing
Okay.
he's not wearing any rings, he's not wearing any jewelry at all. He's just wearing like a sleeping outfit, the medieval version of pajamas. His hair is very unkempt. He just overall looks like he hasn't left this bed in a while.
Okay.
But you guys can give me just investigation checks to see what's in the room.
I would like to do that with my 11.
Ooh. 4 on the investigation.
Okay.
I'm twinning again. I also got 11.
Wow.
Is D&D Beyond? Are you using D&D Beyond? Is it just the same?
Yeah.
That's so weird. So you guys are looking around the room. You can tell that. So in this room there are 2 doors, one that would lead to like a private like bathroom and one that would lead to like his closet. His closet is very like organized, very like kept clean. Everything is very precise. The bathroom is not that, and you kind of get the thought that it's like that because Jessiah is not the one who's using it. It's the people who are coming up here to spend time with him while he's sick. The room, you can tell the parts that you can very easily tell which part of the rooms is because Jessiah made it this way and which part of the room is like that because he's been sick recently. And other people have just been like throwing their stuff here. And overall, there's not a ton of like personality. It's very hard. Like, if you were to look in this room, you would think, oh, this is just like someone's guest room. There's no personality towards it. There's no like mementos, no family photos, nothing that would make it like someone's personal bedroom.
So wait, you said like we can tell which parts he's like decorated, or is like
You can tell that which parts he kept clean and which parts have other people's been using since he's gotten sick.
may not be his room. He may just be here.
Yeah, I feel like we heard something about that at one point. Maybe I'm just thinking about the fact that he's like not in the infirmary, but I feel like I remember something about him not being in his like normal bedroom either. I could be pulling that from completely nowhere. I'm just completely wrong. But I don't know.
So what are you guys?
I can't really.
What are you guys planning on doing right now? Are you just are you gonna leave this room?
Yeah, I can't think of anything that we should do unless we're gonna like go back for some reason. I feel like the next plan of action would be wake him up and like explain what's going down and that we need his help.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
See, you guys want to wake Jessiah up?
Do we wake him up in the middle of the night, or do we wait till it's closer to morning?
Well, if we wait till it's closer to morning, people will probably start showing up to like,
True.
Care for him and stuff. Who has the highest charisma of the 3 of us? It's probably not me.
What I'm looking for. Persuasion?
Just look at the top where it says
Uh-huh.
charisma and what your like modifiers are.
The big number underneath?
Yeah.
I have 16.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a 10, so
So you.
I do not believe I should talk to him.
So Kyrie and Elena have 16s each. Okay. So who wants to be the one to wake him up?
I think I will, because I'm not very strong, it won't be as threatening if I like sort of grab him. But I'm gonna just like put my hand over his mouth and like shake him awake a little bit, just so he doesn't like yell or anything.
You put
And then you guys should talk him down.
you put your hand over his mouth.
How do you
Oh,
wake
that's
people up?
probably yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I put my hand over his mouth so he doesn't yell.
Okay.
I like that. Okay.
Oh shit, I'm gonna get infected or something now, aren't I? Can I not use my
Very
bare hand
scary.
actually? Or is it too late for me now?
No, you don't. You can still do something else besides cover
Okay.
his mouth.
I am still gonna cover his mouth. Is he like breathing out of his nose?
Yeah, he is.
I don't want to like choke him. I just want to keep him from yelling.
Okay, okay.
I feel like you could just tap him. And be like, hey, don't yell.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't want to take the chance. We gotta cover his mouth up. Yeah, I'm gonna take like a cloth or something,
Okay.
or like my sleeve, and do it.
You can very easily find a cloth. They're kind of all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Okay, so you put your hand over his mouth and kind of shake him awake.
Yeah.
Okay. Just simply because you are the first thing that he sees when he wakes up, give me a persuasion check, I guess.
Okay. 9.
Okay. So he is laying in bed and is asleep, and then he feels somebody tapping him, so he opens his eyes and he just sees this dwarven elderly man right in his face when he opens his eyes, and he notices that suddenly there's suddenly a hand over his mouth, and he looks at you terrified.
You're like, don't worry, it's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you.
He starts like
Please don't yell.
breathing pretty heavily, and he's not yelling, but he's definitely scared.
I'm going to remove my hand since he's not immediately screaming,
Okay.
and just sort of like put my hands up and just be like, it's okay. Somebody named D told us to come here.
He looks at you and looks at the other two, and then it's just like, who?
I don't really know. We just got a letter telling us to come help you, but we're trying to find a cure for what's going on to you right now.
I've been told there is no cure for what is happening to me.
We've heard otherwise.
Really? Who?
Who's told supposedly
you otherwise?
it's I forget who told us otherwise. Was it Jordan or was it in the letter?
It was Jordan.
It was Jordan.
Jordan? Who's Jordan?
Your sister, sort of.
I don't
At least a while ago she was.
have a sister.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I understand that there's a whole thing going on there, but we have been told that there's some cure and it's being kept from you.
Why would they keep a cure for me?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well, who are you guys?
Oh, my name's Poplin, and I just sort of like gesture at the other folks and let you introduce yourself.
I'm Kyrie.
I'm Eliana, Elena, either works.
And yeah, this is a very confusing situation for us as well. You see, we've received these letters just in the middle of the night, basically blackmailing us to come do this, to come be here, basically. And now we're supposed to find a cure for your ailment. That's basically everything that I know. We've got a letter signed D, and a person who is named Jordan is living in your panic room,
My what?
sort of, most of the time. But yeah, we're here to save you. We're gonna give you your cure, so if you can help us
How did you even get here?
anyway, there's a
Oh,
there's a trapdoor under your bed.
What?
why?
um,
Can I interrupt Poplin?
Please make me stop talking. I feel like I'm just digging this hole deeper.
We made our way through. I interrupt. We made our way through the castle. Come talk to you to see if you knew anything, or if anything seemed suspicious when you're like getting treatment.
Are you supposed to be here?
What'd you say?
Are you supposed to be here?
According to some letters we got, yes.
Okay, but according to my family, are you supposed to be here?
Yeah.
Deception check.
Some of your family, Jordan thinks so. Oh. Ah, 5. I got a +3 and it was still only a 5.
I think it might be best if you leave.
I don't want to go down the trapdoor, I want to go out the door.
So
I don't want to like remind him that there's a trapdoor under his bed. I'm trying to like keep our maneuverings to the castle as secret as possible.
So you guys just walk out?
Unless Kyrie has anything that we think can convince him. Like,
I
show
don't
him a
know.
letter.
What now?
Show him a letter.
You do show him a letter?
What did they say? I want to show him. Do we have both? We have the one from the dungeon and the ones we got.
Yeah, you do have both.
I'd like to show those and be like, don't know about your parents. And Jordan, who you clearly don't remember. Do we know which one's older? Which one's the older sibling?
Jordan.
Okay. I lost my train of thought, sorry. I'm gonna show the letters and be like, your parents likely, maybe you didn't ask us unless both their names start with D, so unless they wrote this letter. No, never mind. No, but I want to show the letters and be like, these seem like they're asking us to be here and to help you.
He takes both of the letters and looks at them. I don't know anything about this person or why they want to, or why they even want you to be here, but I don't see any mention of my illness in this letter, or in either letter.
That was information given to us by Jordan when we arrived here.
I don't know why you keep bringing up Jordan as if she is still alive.
He does know Jordan.
I can't tell if if he like legitimately thinks she's dead or if this is like a disconnect thing because they like banished her or whatever.
You can make an insight check.
And yes.
I do that too.
Yeah?
19.
8.
Poplin, you're not sure. But
Yeah.
Elena, you can tell by looking in his eyes that he 100% believes that Jordan is dead.
I guess I'm just trying to like persuade him that like we talked to Jordan. And she's been like in hiding.
I don't know why I don't know how she could even be alive. My parents told me that she died, and I have no reason to doubt them. And even if she was alive, why would she be hiding in this panic room that you say we have, and not here in the castle and in her room and with me, her brother? If she really is real and here, then why isn't she with you?
Did you tell us what she only come? Did we ask?
Our other friend that we were with seems to have fallen ill to the same thing that you have. And they're currently back in this panic room, and she's taking care of her.
He looks between the three of you and goes, and what race is your friend?
She's a half elf, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but she probably doesn't have much time left if she's a half-elf. The doctors have told me the only reason I've lived this long with this illness is because of my family and my lineage, and because she doesn't have the lifespan of someone like me, she probably... Well, anyways, I think you should go. There's no hope in searching for a cure, because if there was a cure, my family would have already found it and given it to me.
Do I get the impression that Josiah is aware of all the political stuff happening with like magic and not leaving the walls and like...
You can give me another insight check.
20?
No. You think he's been in this room for a very long time, and that to him, his sister dying wasn't that long ago, but you know that that was a while ago. You think that ever since he's been sick, his perception of time has been very bad, very altered, and that he hasn't really left the room and has spent most of his time just sleeping.
Would I know how long he's been sick for?
Well, let me think. He has... I need to look at... Elena, how old do you think that your character is?
I don't know. I think probably in terms of like, I'm a half elf.
Mm-hmm.
Need an exact year or like a general
Just a general.
range? I think probably like middle-aged.
Okay.
So like still looks a little bit on the younger side because there's some of that elf stuff, but not like
right.
teenager.
I would say that he's been sick for approximately 20 years.
I'm trying to decide to like speak through it. If I'd like, since I don't think he's aware of the like politics that are happening, and like I get the vibe that the like, king and queen are not such good people, probably. Trying to decide if I like inform him of that. Maybe his parents aren't all they seem to be, but I don't know.
I'll remind you that you did just kind of break into his house while he was asleep.
Yeah,
We literally crawled out from under his bed and we're like, hey, by the way, your parents are...
You didn't have to say that.
So I would say that most things that you say to him probably don't have a lot of credibility, especially when you're going around telling him that his sister that he believes to be dead is not.
Then I guess our options are, he's not even leaving us anyway. We could just leave, but then like, hope he wakes up in the morning and thinks this was all like a nightmare.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Is there some way we can like convince him that this was all a fever dream when he wakes up again? But
can we tell that?
I mean, if we tell him, like, if we just say like, hey, by the way, this is a dream, and then we leave, then it's like obviously it's not a dream.
Well, I meant like, could we see from like his medical state, is he likely or not likely to wake up? Not super sure how real this was.
You can give me a medicine check.
Cool.
Anyone who wants to know can give me a medicine check.
I got an 18.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on.
7.
Yeah.
21.
Okay.
Ooh.
So Elena and Poplin, you seem to think that he doesn't seem to have any grasp of time. He is very sick. There's a solid chance that next when he falls asleep, he either won't remember this conversation, or he'll think that it wasn't real, or he'll have no grasp of when the conversation even actually happened.
I guess we just have to say, do we want to go back down the trapdoor? Or out the front door?
Yeah, because we don't know anything about the top floor yet. And then... Say what you were going to say, Kat.
I was just going to say you don't.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah. I feel it just feels so weird because this dude's obviously already like not happy with us, so to just crawl back under his bed, I feel like that would be it that just feels bad. But like, I think that's our best option because I'm scared of going out into the main like hallways and stuff.
I kind of want to explore.
I mean, we can explore too.
I'm thinking ultimately long-term plan. We have to get into the king and queen's rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Um,
And I will remind you,
Which-
it is night.
yes. I do not want to go in there in the night. But I wonder if we
See-
can find where it is so we know. And like maybe there's a painting nearby that would be easy during the day to quickly come out of.
I feel like okay. So getting obviously we wouldn't want to go it wouldn't be ideal to go in there like while they are in there sleeping.
Right.
But also we might not even be able to go in there during the day just because of the like heightened guard presence.
Are there ever guards on the second floor?
No.
Oh, you're so right. Yeah, never mind. My bad. I forgot about that
You're good.
semi-crucial detail. All right, yeah, never mind. You're right. We should come back tomorrow, or like when the
When they're
I don't
not
know
asleep.
when the day happens. I can't
I'm
think of
thinking-
phrase that correctly. When
Tomorrow morning?
yeah, tomorrow morning.
I'm thinking I want to go and find where the room is, and maybe maybe there's some paintings we can check. So I'm thinking we go out the like main door and don't crawl under this guy's bed.
Okay.
Okay,
Do we agree or not agree?
I'm down.
I agree.
I just want to walk out. I don't want to say anything. Jessiah.
He falls back asleep.
Right.
So you guys head out the door, and you are in this like octagonal like corridor in which the center is that grand staircase that you'd seen on the floor, the floor underneath, and
Mhm.
you see there are 3 other like doors that you can choose from. And on the 4 sides of the octagon that don't have doors, there is just a large painting of just it's a large painting of just the castle from different viewpoints, basically. So
I'm gonna check the painting and see if it's like a door or something.
all of these paintings are just paintings. There's not a secret door behind them.
Okay.
Since like we're on this like, is it like a landing almost like this octagon landing?
Yeah, it's like a landing.
So there's 4 doors. We've just come out of one. Is this like the size of the upstairs? So I guess I'm looking at the painting and seeing does the like second level that we're on look like it's just this kind of like I get the vibe of like tower, or does it look like it's larger and one of these doors is maybe a hallway to other areas? I guess is my question.
You just because you know what the outside of the castle looks like, you know that like what is in here is in here. You think that it's the same size as before. You don't know how like big the rooms are, so there could be a hallway behind one of these doors because it is a large amount of space, but you also know that it's like the prince and the king's bedrooms, so it's probably large. So it's really your guys' like call as to what doors you're opening and trying to peek in.
Can we like listen and see if we can hear people sleeping?
Yeah. So, just to give you a visual,
Yes.
the Jesiah's room is on like the east side of this landing. So south, you listen against the door and you hear there's like quite a few people in here, and they're just like laughing and just just like chatting. It's all just like small talk type of conversation, nothing like eavesdrop worthy. The west door, you listen and you don't hear anyone. You don't know if that means there's someone behind there sleeping, but it is what you hear is pretty much empty, and that's the same for the north.
I don't really want to go in the one where I can definitely hear people.
I'm trying to think, because if we open any of the doors, right, we obviously run the risk of opening like the king and queen's bedroom door, and then we're kind of screwed if we don't roll good enough. And okay, wait. So there's 3 rooms or 4 rooms?
There are
Like in total.
4 rooms in total, including Jesiah's.
One of them is just okay. So what would the 4th one be? Because there's Josiah's, right? And then there's this room with seemingly a bunch of people in it. And then, assuming one of the other one is the king and queen's bedroom, what's the 4th one?
Jordan's.
That's a thought.
Or if we truly think Josiah's isn't his room and it is a guest room for whatever reason, it could be his. Or there's like a hallway. Like one of these doors is a short hallway that opens up to 2 more rooms. Maybe it's Jordan's and Josiah's. Oh. Are there keyholes? Can I look through a keyhole?
That's a good idea.
Which one are you trying to look through? The loud one or the quiet ones?
I'm gonna look through. Do you want me to pick one of the quiet ones?
You could technically do all 3 if you wanted to. You have the time.
I feel like ultimately I'd like to look through all 3. Or maybe each of us looks through one of them.
Yeah, we should. I think we should look through all 3.
Okay. So, starting in the loud room, you look in and you see that it is a relatively small room with about 6 people in there. They look to be... They're definitely not elven. I would make the argument that you have never seen this race before. They are green and bulkier, and it's a room with just like couches and a table, and it seems like they have a drink in their hand, they're just chatting. And on each end in this room, on each side, there is an additional door, which you would assume is maybe where the beds are. In the west quiet room, in both the west quiet room and the north quiet room, you look in and it is dark. You can't see anything.
Dark vision?
Not with dark vision and looking through a
tiny keyhole. Yeah.
I don't know how this information would help us, but my immediate thought, and this is just like an assumption, that this all the people that are in the room, I bet those are whoever all was here for the like banquet that they had.
Like dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing, since we haven't really seen people of this race before, it could be somebody like people from outside of the kingdom that have come to visit for some reason. And this is all just, speculation. But
Right.
that's where my mind goes immediately.
My next thought there, just in general, also speculation, is if they are from outside of the kingdom, how did they get in? We've got walls.
Yeah. Especially
I
since, like, the whole idea is, like, they're pushing this narrative where it's like you shouldn't go outside of the walls, like everything's like you're not allowed to go away, you have to stay here. So like why are they bringing people from outside in? Like it just seems kind of I guess we already knew that the king and queen were kind of not the greatest already, so
we are assuming.
I don't know why I'm shocked that there's, holes in their logic.
I'm thinking I don't want to go in that room.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So I am curious what's behind the other two doors, although we assume it's beds. North or west? Which one do you want to open?
God, I feel leaving this to just a coin toss is
Kind of fun.
horrifying because I feel like one room we either I don't know if we're just really quiet and sneaky, it won't matter.
If they're asleep
Yeah.
and it's not me rolling,
I'm gonna say, just each of you give me a intelligence check to just like a raw intelligence to try and think of whose room could be whose.
I have a guess looking at the map, but
Oh my
I don't think we
God.
actually know where that room is.
Yeah, that was a nat one for me.
I got a 6.
14.
Okay. So Poplin and Elena are so wrapped in conversation that they're not really thinking. And Kyrie looks over at where Josiah's room is and thinks, well, if Josiah's room is there, his sister's room must be across. So just from like the logic of how like bedrooms like would be set up, Kyrie thinks that the west room would probably be empty because it's probably Jordan's.
So I relay that information to the party. Hey guys, I think the west room's probably empty, and I think it's probably Jordan's room.
Okay. We should try the door very carefully to see if it's locked or not, because I feel like they would lock that room.
You are dead on. You go to open it and it is locked. So you can attempt a sleight of hand if you would like to try and pick the lock.
There's no downside to that, is there?
I mean, that's
Not
either you
really.
open the door or you fail and you don't open the door.
I mean, I don't have any like tools to do this with, other than I guess like an arrowhead or no. I have a small knife. I can try my small
some
knife.
darts.
Whoever wants to try can roll a sleight of hand, and depending on what you roll, we can logic it out.
Is anyone proficient with sleight of hand? Because I have high dexterity, but I'm not proficient with sleight of hand.
I rolled a 20.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay, no, yeah, never mind.
Let Abby do it. Or Kyrie do it.
So, as Kyrie's saying that, she just takes an arrow from Poplin's quiver and just kind of jiggles the handle with the head of the arrow for a little bit, manages to pop it open and opens the door, and then hands you your arrow back. As you guys walk in, you see that this room looks as if no one has been there and nothing has been changed since the day that Jordan, quote unquote, died.
This would make like an awesome, like if we need somewhere to duck into, I bet people probably don't even think about this place very much, especially considering that it's supposed to be locked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we need to like hide somewhere.
Are they like? Can I look around since we're in this room? I close the door, whatever. I'm gonna look around and see if there are any, like secret passages or compartments in the room.
Yeah. You can roll an investigation check.
I should have. Investigation, it felt low, but it's not great. Well,
That's not bad. It's
no, it's not.
It is similarly set up to Jesiah's.
Yeah.
As in, like, there's a bed in the center of the room. Against one wall is a door to a bathroom and a door to a closet. There are no secret passages that you see. Like, check under the bed. There's no hidden hatch like there is in Jesiah's room. You notice that this room has, like, genuinely been untouched for years. Like, it seems that the second that the king and queen told everybody that she died, they said, we're gonna use this room as a shrine to her and keep it unchanged. And they just locked it. So nobody's been in there since then. It really just looks like a teenager's bedroom. It's like, it's relatively unkept, but not in like a dirty way. It's just like, oh, there are some clothes on the ground, and unlike Jesiah's, it has more personality to it, and everything here is just like covered in dust, covered in just years of age.
I also kind of want to look around, like not knowing a ton about Jordan and like how she like whatever. I want to know if there's anything like maybe she left or like whatever that indicates like why her parents have said she's dead. Or like also, I don't know if
I would
you
like
want this to be separate, but also the jewelry with like the D on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also what I was gonna look for, any trace of this D character.
Okay. You can both roll me investigation checks. If there's anything specific you're looking for, Kyrie, you can roll one too.
Okay.
I got a nat one.
I got a 9.
Elena? Looks like a teenager's room.
So upset.
Poplin, because you know what you're looking for, you notice it's gone. You, like, notice the things that a person who's running away from home would take with them. Like,
Okay.
there's like, a bookcase with very specific books missing, and it's obvious that a book should be here. Or there's, like, pieces of her closet with empty hangers of like, oh, there should have been a coat here or something, and you can really you can't tell what exactly is gone. You can't tell like what it was she deemed important enough to take with her, and you still don't really know why she had to leave in the first place.
Yeah, I'm also gonna ask, is there like a can I get a refresher on her like
Yeah.
story? Because I know she because I didn't know she ran away. I thought that she got like kicked out or banished or something.
So you don't know whether or not she got kicked out
Oh,
or ran
okay.
away. You just know that the king and queen welcomed a young girl into their life, announced it to the kingdom, and then approximately 20 years later told the kingdom that she died. And um and that's really all you know. From talking to Jordan, you can tell that like there's a reason that she's staying close by, and she didn't and there's a reason why she didn't just run into the like forest beyond the kingdom and leave the city walls. Kyrie, what did you roll and what are you looking for?
So I didn't figure out what I was looking for, but I rolled a 3 anyways, so.
Well, you kind of pick up on everybody else is picking up on. Nothing specific. You kind of didn't interact with Jordan for long enough to really know who she is as a person. You probably didn't even know that there was a princess in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any final questions before we wrap up today's episode?
I don't think so.
Not from me.
Can't think of anything I haven't failed on. So.
Okay. Well, we will pick up from Jordan's room next session. Thank you all for watching, and I cannot wait for our next episode. Bye bye.